Hey everyone, good morning. Oh, do we even have new microphones? Or maybe I just don't have this. Here it is. No, this is off. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year to everyone. You know, I never realized this many people would want to come see me on my last day as chairman. This is just unbelievable, Bill. Good morning, Happy New Year. It's great to have all of you with us. This morning, we have a very special guest who are going to lead us in the invocation as well as the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'm going to turn to my colleague, Mr. Gates, to make those introductions. And after those introductions, I would ask that you all stand.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I'm thrilled today to have my wife, Pam Gates, who will be providing the prayer today, and then our daughters, Emily and Corinne, will be leading us in the pledge. Thank you.
In whatever way you pray, please bow your head. In your heart and in your mind, I ask that you express gratitude. Gratitude for the goals that you have set and achieved. Gratitude for the gifts and abilities that you have been given. Compassion, fairness, honesty, love, intellect, and wisdom. Many of you in this room have accepted a career of public service. Many of you have taken an oath, and some of you will take an oath today. In that oath, you swear to uphold the Constitution and the laws of the state of Arizona. You have agreed to accept a career that is bigger than yourself and something that is more important than just you. May you be granted understanding as you engage in debates, embroiled in discussion. May you have forgiveness and understanding and strength of character to realize that attacks are not personal, and may you have the ability to forgive. May you have the courage to stand up for what is right, and may you have the wisdom to know when to remain quiet. May you lead with your values, knowing the values of yourself and the values of the residents of the state of Arizona. Together, may you lead this county, this state, and this world. Amen.
Please join us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Judge Gates, Emily, Corinne, that was the best one we had all year. So thank you very much for being here, and I know it's a special day for all of you. If I could take a moment, and forgive me if I miss you, we did the best we could to identify those guests here today who are elected officials, and I'd like to recognize them now. If I miss your name, please, again, accept my apologies. Steve Watson is here this morning from the county, as well as County Attorney Bill Montgomery. Good morning to you, too. Paul Penzone, our sheriff, is in the back. Do you have a gun with you, Paul, just in case? Two guns. All right, great. Mr. Flora, Royce Flora is here. We've got Judge Russell, I believe, with us as well. Judge, good to see you. Of course, Judge Barden. Paul Peterson, our assessor. Good to have you with us, Paul. And I believe the recorder was going to try and make it if he's not here yet. I know Mr. Fontes wants to be a part of this as well. We have some former county folks as well. I think Mr. Michael Jeans is here. And I'd like to say hello. Michael, retirement never looked so good. You look great. You look great. We have Tim Romer here, I believe, from the governor's office, as well as Sandra Kennedy, who's our newest member of the Corporation Commission. Sandra, congratulations to you. From the legislature, I believe Mr. Yarborough, Steve Yarborough, who was the former president, is with us, and it's always good to see him. John Allen. We have Deb Stark with us from the city of Phoenix. We have Jay Tipsherany, Mayor Tipsherany, who's with us, another fellow good Lebanese man. We've got Mayor Mark Mitchell as well, Mr. Zerker, who's always good to see Ed in the back. And then I believe Kay Gallego is also with us. So I hope I got everyone. I did say Deb. See, Come on, I don't know. I'm old. I know this is my last day, but I'm not that forgetful. So if I did miss anyone, again, my apologies. But Happy New Year to all of you. It's great to have everyone with us. Now, the first order of business we are going to conduct this morning is that of the nomination and election to the chairman for the Board of Supervisors for the 2019 calendar year. Is there a nomination for the chairman?
Mr. Chairman, it would be my privilege to nominate Supervisor Bill Gates to serve as our chairman for 2019.
Wonderful. Is there a second for the chairman?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mr. Gardo and Mr. Barney. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion carries. Mr. Gates, congratulations.
Pick it up and hand him the gavel. Yeah, that's part of the.
Where's the photographer, Erica? You gotta just grab it. All right. Here we go.
Thank you very much to my colleagues for this honor and the opportunity to serve as chair. As we move into 2019, the first thing that I would like to do as the chairman of the Board of Supervisors is to recognize our outgoing chairman, Steve Chucri, for his incredible service. Steve has been a great leader. In 2018, Steve had a lot of objectives and goals that he was able to achieve, as well as a lot of things that maybe he didn't see coming, that he handled with incredible deft and was a wonderful leader to the Board of Supervisors. So with that, we do have a little plaque that we would like to present to Steve for his great service. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chucri, for flipping that the right way for me. So definitely need to rely on our friends here. Thank you.
It's important to me to connect with the people who I represent. Alan, how are you? So we invite our constituents every month to come out for coffee and to learn what's going on in Maricopa County. We're going to have our December coffee chat.
Danny, did you hear Gates again?
Yeah, we get it, Bill. You like coffee, seriously.
No doubt.
Enough.
We're doing our monthly county coffee chat. It's a small thing, but it matters to me.
I understand doing it at the board meeting, but why does it have to come to my office?
Hey, Steve, what's going on? Hey, I wanted to come in and remind you about our monthly coffee meeting.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I mean, how much coffee is this guy drinking?
He is a man of the people, as long as he's caffeinated.
Well, I think it all started at the city of Phoenix. I mean, have you ever been to those council meetings?
It's not just coffee.
Hello there.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
I like to get outside, too.
How long is this trail anyway?
You know, it's 315 miles, and I'm going to cover the whole thing.
Really?
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Being out here on the trail gives me time to think about some of my favorite topics. The potential power of 5G connectivity, more widespread use of autonomous vehicles, better use of big data, and, of course, smart government that delivers great customer service.
Sir? Sir, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm just out here daydreaming, or as I like to call it, strategic planning.
I think it's great that Supervisor Gates wants to connect with his residents, but how about some tea once in a while? Maybe conversation and kombucha?
I think the community's been very receptive to it, but I think my colleagues are missing the point.
We made it a drinking game. Every time he says coffee, we take a shot of espresso because we support him.
People connect over coffee. There's something approachable about it.
Did somebody say coffee? Giddy up!
I'm looking forward to a lot of really productive conversations with our residents this year.
Thanks to our great team that put that video together. I want to thank everybody for being here today, especially my fellow elected officials. And thank you to my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors for the trust that you placed in me to make me your chairman. I really do appreciate that. Pam, thank you for your prayer today, and thank you for your love and support over the last 22 years as my wife and my best friend. And to Emily and Corinne, our daughters, girls, thank you for leading us in the pledge today, and thank you for the joy that you brought into my life. Your mom and I are so proud of the kind and strong, independent women, young women you've become. Today I'd like to talk to you about my vision of what we can become, a smart government that gives people more time for what matters. Back between the summer of 2016 and the summer of 2017, 77,000 people moved to Maricopa County, just like my parents and I did back in 1985 when I was 14 years old. We're the fastest growing county in the country, but there's no reason that we can't be the most forward-looking county in the country as well. Using technology once thought unthinkable, leveraging data once thought incomprehensible, and by changing processes once thought immutable, we can position Maricopa County in the coming decade as a leader in citizen-centered government. You know, my grandpa was born back in the 1920s, and that was a time of great technological change. They called it the Roaring '20s. You had the large-scale use of cars and phones and electric appliances for the first time. And now we're on the cusp of the 2020s. And we just celebrated my grandpa's 96th birthday. And he's living in a world where he can see his great-grandchildren riding in self-driving cars and taking classes on phones that rest in the palm of their hand and living in smart homes with appliances that control themselves. Just think about that. We have advances in technology and augmented intelligence that can make government work better. So why in the world wouldn't we do that? Well, the good news is we're not doing business as usual in Maricopa County, thanks to the leadership of my colleagues and our county manager, Joy Rich. When adult probation works with the Superior Court using a paperless system to decrease the time needed to do arrest warrants from 12 days to 1 day, that's not just saving trees. That is allowing our people to focus on, allows our employees to focus on people, not on paper. and it's making our neighborhoods safer. That's smart government. When our air quality department partners with the private sector to incentivize people to get rid of their gas-powered lawnmowers and their wood-burning fireplaces and replacing them with cleaner-burning ones, that's not just a few thousand people who have upgraded equipment. That's cleaner air for the young girl who has asthma and has to stay inside every time there's a high pollution advisory. That's smart government. When a county government focuses on its core functions, when they manage their financial responsibilities and they maintain the highest possible bond rating, that's smart government. But we can't do it on our own. We have to have so many partners. We need to work with the cities and towns on law enforcement, roads, and on water management, with the state land department and the Arizona Department of Real Estate on sustainable growth, with the state legislature and the courts on the laws and practices that govern our service. This is what's so important. When we collaborate with one another, we make possible the idea of a smart region where information meets people where they're at, not where government's at, in a way that improves the lives of everyone. At the basis of this concept is efficiency. It's not about creating a new wheel. It's about using the wheel that we have in the best way possible for what we're trying to accomplish. It's like taking an old jail that would cost millions of dollars to tear down and instead taking it and turning it into one of the largest adaptive reuse projects in Maricopa County, like we're doing with 225 West Madison, which will soon reopen as office space for assistant county attorneys. SMART is taking 3 different permitting counters that are located in 2 locations across the county from one another and bringing them all together in one location in our county administrative building, like we're going to be doing over the next couple of years. I celebrate these successes, and I look in the coming year for us to do more of this. Let's reuse what we have. Let's reorganize our processes so that we're providing better customer service to the residents of Maricopa County. Now, we can start doing this by leveraging what we have already. And what we have in Maricopa County is big data. You've heard a lot about big data, and we're an indispensable hub of that big data. Did you know that every year 10,000 deaths are reported to the Office of the Medical Examiner? Now, these are all real people. These are real families with very personal stories of death. But when you put this all together, it's a big data set that has invaluable insights into societal trends. For example, in 2016, our medical examiners were some of the first people to become aware of the opioid crisis. And in 2017, they reported to us that that year there were the highest category of accidental deaths in our county were drug-related deaths. And just a month ago, working with our county attorney, Bill Montgomery, we brought a lawsuit against those drug manufacturers that are at the center of this crisis, which has cost the county dearly in lives and in dollars. And this lawsuit sent a clear message. In Maricopa County, we're open to business. We want people to make money, but not at the expense of the health and welfare of our people. These people, like those in the medical examiner's office who have access to this big data, they're not just sentinels on the front end, letting us know what's going on. We use them as guides on the back end. They serve on our task forces to help us make meaningful change moving forward. That's smart government, and that is the power of big data. Now, if you go on the internet, you can actually find a lot of our big data through GIS mapping. And we had a recent partnership between Maricopa County Animal Care and Control and the Arizona Humane Society. They decided to start sharing information with one another about lost and found pets. So we've got the two largest animal care groups in the county. They're working together, they're using technology, and all this shared data can be found right here. That's the power of big data, and we have it. Another one of the priorities that I have for the year is to make Maricopa County and grow Maricopa County as a test bed for new technology. The governor has led on this, and Maricopa County is certainly working alongside, and we want to expand that effort with him. Now, I serve on the FCC Intergovernmental Advisory Commission with Governor Ducey and about 20 elected officials from around the country. And from these meetings, one of the things that has become very clear to me is that we can help this county by developing 5G. That is very, very important. And already Maricopa County has led on this issue. The FCC has actually taken Maricopa County's approach on this and used it as a model throughout the country. But we need to continue to lead on this issue. Because of 5G technology and the faster speeds and the more reliable connections that we have, it opens up many new things to us. For example, telemedicine. That connects patients with their doctors and important information, even surgeries, in an instant. It will allow for additional use of autonomous vehicles, smart homes with better automated controls for energy and water usage. And it will also help to better connect our infrastructure, energy grids, emergency services, and traffic signals. In fact, that's exactly what the Maricopa County Department of Transportation is working on with its connected vehicle program that allows cars to communicate with traffic signals to make our roads safer. This is very important to have this throughout the county, not just in the big cities to have these 5G connections, but also in the harder to reach areas of our county. That's why we've recently dusted off the area plans for the unincorporated parts of Maricopa County. We have the New River area plan. It's going to be completed this year, and then after that, we're going to take on the other area plans so that those people who live outside of the city boundaries have a say in development in the next generation. And to my friends in New River, thank you for the work that we've done over the last couple of years, and we will continue to work on the water issue out there. We've had great progress on this thanks to the efforts of EPCOR and also the Arizona Corporation Commission. We appreciate everybody coming together. This was people coming together, building partnerships on a local issue. That's the way that county government should work. And my colleagues definitely understand that concept. In 2016, Supervisor Hickman got together with our government relations folks and started to work on rolling back the cost shifts that were having an undue burden on our county and the other counties around the state. In 2017, Supervisor Barney took on the Smart Justice Initiative. It's a very important initiative because what it does is it reduces the recidivism and it allows for those people who have served their time to have a better chance of success when they get out. And finally, in 2018, Supervisor Chucri led our negotiations regarding the dispute we were having with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And thanks to his leadership, we were able to end that costly lawsuit, and now we are moving forward where the county taxpayers aren't in the stadium business anymore, and the Diamondbacks are here in Maricopa County for years to come. And of course, Supervisor Gallardo is a partner to all of us on the board. And I'm going to be leaning very heavily this year upon his experience with elections and in the state legislature as we work with Recorder Adrian Fontes and others to make Maricopa County elections best in class. So we've got a lot on the agenda, a lot coming up. And we're not only the fastest growing county in the country,
but we're the 4th largest. So that means that the eyes of the country are on us. So I challenge us all to become the economic envy of this nation. The first thing we can do to accomplish that is work to find even more efficiencies in our government operations that makes it easier for businesses, small and large, to do business with county government. We can also do it with help from the Industrial Development Authority. Some of you may not know about the IDA, but they're very important, and they help to drive economic growth in our county. In 2018, they helped Donor Network of Arizona to build a new headquarters in Tempe. They also helped our friends at Honor Health to build a new hospital in far north Phoenix. And most importantly, they brought new affordable housing to Surprise, Ahwatukee, and Central Phoenix. So we're looking for their help. And another way that we can actually help to grow the economy is through water policy. When our flood control districts' flood structures are more efficient, that means the floodplain actually shrinks, which opens up more land for economic uses. And there's no better time to be smart about water policy than right now. And our flood control district is working to pull those salt cedar trees out of the rivers, which reduces the flood risk. And they are also working to divert stormwater into the landscape so that it can be reused. This is also a smart time to make good decisions about energy policy, like we've done here at the county. We actually get over 50% of our hot water at the jails from solar thermal technology. And we're also working to expand the chilled water loop in downtown Phoenix that'll help to keep our cooling costs down and also reduce the maintenance that's required. In 2019, I'd like to see us increase our shade here on the county's campus in downtown Phoenix, and I would like to see us increase our solar portfolio as well, which will allow us to reduce our electric costs. I'm really excited about the future of Maricopa County because of all the bright county employees I've met in the last 2 years. We are in good hands. These are people who understand what smart government is all about. Josue Macias heads up our innovation studio, and he's working with people in departments throughout the county with those problems that they have not been able to solve on their own. He is working with them and looking at the way that we have always done things and getting rid of those things that we don't need anymore. A few examples of his successes already. He has reduced the hiring time in our Head Start area by 68%, and he's increased the staff productivity in fleet management by 500%. All told, Josue and his team have already identified $1.5 million in projected savings for last year. And I'm looking forward to Josue and his team identifying even more changes that we can make that can allow us to save money and provide better service to our residents. Thank you, Josue, for all of your work. Jake and Dee Kosakis works, she has a very unique experience as a child. She experienced homelessness. And she has taken that experience and transformed it into motivation as an adult. She works with the homeless in our human services area. And she understands that smart government is all about partnerships with others. The county has a partnership with St. Mary's Food Bank, and they operate the community kitchen there. And Jack and Dee, she sends some of her clients to the community kitchen to get real-world work experience. And unfortunately, as you probably all know, homelessness is on the increase in Maricopa County. So in 2019, we're going to need her skills and her unique perspective now more than ever.
2019, we're going to have a new unified look for Maricopa County. We're going to have a new maricopa.gov website, which is going to be focused on making it easier for our residents to find the information they need. And it's also going to be mobile friendly, something we talked to them about. And this project with Maricopa.gov website is not about a fresh coat of paint. It's not about lipstick on a pig. This is about meeting people where they're at, getting information to them. That's why in the upcoming year, all of our board meetings here will be streamed live on YouTube. I believe that in public service, we should not require our residents to come to government to do business. We in government should make all of our business available 24/7 right here so that our residents can get done what they need to do as quickly as possible. It's really an exciting time to be in government for all of us. This is a time with a few keystrokes and a click of a mouse, you can make problems go away. You can solve intractable issues. You can make great improvements. You can restore trust. I think about how my grandpa must see things right now. You know, when he was a child, the FDR fireside chats were a revelation in government transparency. Now, we can follow this meeting on a mobile phone. We can actually provide our comments using that same device and get a response from government in just a few minutes. At the end of my chairmanship, we'll be at the dawn of the 2020s. Perhaps it'll be another roaring 20s where technology again changes how we live and changes how people view government, where two-way public service will not be what our residents want, but what they expect. That's why we have to modernize now. Smart government is not a slogan. It's a way to help improve people's lives. It's a way to connect people with a better future, a way to fill critical gaps. It's about helping people have better lives. That's why we're all here. I look forward to working with all of you and hearing from you in the coming year. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to introduce the Honorable Janet Barden, Presiding Judge of the Maricopa County Superior Court. She will be swearing in those who were either elected or re-elected at the November 2018 general election.
All right, we're going to start with the Clerk of the Court from Maricopa County. So Jeff, if I could have you come forward. Have you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Jeff Fine,
I, Jeff Fine,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Arizona,
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and I will faithfully and impartially discharge
the duties of the office of Clerk of the Court for Maricopa County
the duties of the office of the Clerk of the Superior Court for Maricopa County
to the best of my abilities,
to the best of my abilities.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I now have the privilege of swearing in the recently elected Justice of the Peace from Maricopa County.
Yes, and I'd like to call forward all the re-elected or newly elected justices of the peace to be sworn in. As I call your name, if you would please come up. Joe Pep Guzman, Agua Fria Justice Precinct. Craig Weismer, Arrowhead Justice Precinct. Enrique Medina Ochoa, Downtown Justice Precinct. Keith Russell, East Mesa Justice Precinct. Ken Chevron, Encano Justice Precinct. Miles M. Keegan, Hacienda Justice Precinct. Joe B. Getzweiler, Ironwood Justice Precinct. Sharon Sauls, Kyrene Justice Precinct. Michael Reagan, McDowell Mountain Justice Precinct. Gerald Williams, North Valley Justice Precinct. J. Tib Shraney, San Marcos Justice Precinct. Cody Williams, South Mountain Justice Precinct. Tyler Kissel, University Lakes Justice Precinct. Teresa Lopez, West McDowell Justice Precinct. Elacia Sears, West Mesa Justice Precinct. David Osterfield, White Tank Justice Precinct. And Donald Watts, Manistee Justice Precinct.
If I could have you all raise your right hands and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge. The duties of the office of Justice of the Peace. According to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations. And finally, I have the honor of swearing in the recently elected constables for Maricopa County.
Please clap. And as I call these individuals' names, if you could please come forward to be sworn in. Doug Clark, Agua Fria Justice Precinct. Michael Branham, Arrowhead Justice Precinct. Darlene Martinez, Downtown Justice Precinct. Ken Allen, East Mesa Justice Precinct. Maria Lukaki Russell, Encanto Justice Precinct. Scott Blake, Hacienda Justice Precinct. Billy Joe Spurlock, Ironwood Justice Precinct. Kent Reaney, Kyrene Justice Precinct. Lenny McCloskey, Manistee Justice Precinct. David Lester, McDowell Mountain Justice Precinct. Mike Rowe, North Valley Justice Precinct. Nathan Wallace, San Marcos Justice Precinct. Mahogany Kennedy, South Mountain Justice Precinct. Karen Lathan, University Lakes Justice Precinct. Raul Rudy Santa Cruz, West McDowell Justice Precinct. Brandon Giles, West Mesa Justice Precinct. Mark Sinclair, White Tank Justice Precinct.
right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of constable according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of you.
Thanks so
Good
much.
job.
Appreciate you
Good to see you.
Thanks so much.
All right, well, congratulations to everyone. At this time, we'd like to invite you all to attend a reception that we're having. We'll have some light refreshments over at the lobby of the administration building, which is directly west on Jefferson Street. It's on the other side of 3rd Avenue. Staff will be available right outside to direct you over to the reception. The board's going to finish up a few business items here. You're certainly free to stick around, but if you'd like to go over to the reception, we're going to handle a few business items, and then we'll be over there in a few minutes to visit with you all. Thank you so much for coming today. Happy New Year. I think I can still say that, and have a great day.
If you have to use readers. Yeah.
As always.
Right over here, lady with the red hair.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nothing big. I'll get in with you. You will? No.
Okay, because people.
Yeah, they're kind of moving
Fran.
around.
There you work it. I just wanted to say that.
But yeah, I guess we got
Yeah, I'd like, if you want to get together, all of a group or just you and I? All good. Okay, perfect.
Yes, I was just thinking. Okay. I'll let him know.
Okay, Mike.
Okay. As soon as we read the proclamation.
The presiding constable.
But I'm not going to have it all.
He was a former Youngtown chief of police.
Yes, and then when you,
Okay.
because we use your
that the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors hereby proclaims January 2019 as Speak Up, Stand Up, Save a Life Month, and be it further resolved that Maricopa County schools, students, parents, educators, police departments, and community organizations are encouraged to coordinate a variety of awareness and prevention activities designed to make our communities safer and promote a healthy environment for all children and adolescents.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Great message. Any comments from my colleagues? Supervisor Gallardo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is always a big treat to be able to have a resolution like this in front of us. I think many of us, what happened? Oh, you
Technology.
right, fancy stuff here. No, it's always an honor to be able to have this type of resolution and be able to continue to spread the word. Many of our young people throughout Maricopa County and throughout our state face tremendous challenges economically and socially. And how do we help them? How do we encourage them to not only speak up for themselves, but for others? I have the honors tomorrow night to be able to take the oath of office for the Phoenix Union High School Governing Board. I'm returning once again, and one of the focus I want to focus on is exactly that. How do we deal with some of the challenges that many of our kids face outside the classroom, in the neighborhoods, at home? How do we be able to service them and be able to encourage them to not only take care of themselves, but be an offering hand to others? And this is exactly what this resolution is all about, is how do we encourage our young people to not only take care of themselves, but to be an offering hand to others. And I am pleased to see this resolution be here on the board and have an opportunity to move it forward. So, thank you.
Very well said. Supervisor Hickman.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to defer my comments and actually see if you would like to invite up Gina Godby here to say a couple words. She's been the impetus and spur of this program that I've followed since almost day one. You've kept me in touch about how well things are going. I'd kind of like to hear your assessment and go from there.
Thank you. That's a great idea. Gina, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Chairman. And I want to thank you and all the members of the Board of Supervisors here today. You have been supporting us from day one, and I'm proud to say when we started this idea, I'm also proud of being an employee with the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, because I remember when we first came up with this idea, I approached Mr. Montgomery and I asked him if he would support it, and without hesitation, he said absolutely. Prevention is something that we believe protects the community, and we wanted to go back and work with our schools to try to see if we can prevent future tragedies. So I'm pleased to tell you from year one, we had 28 schools, and it was at ASU West. Last year, we had 120 schools. In 2 weeks, we are going to have over 170 of our schools signed up to go. They have been implementing the program, and what they have been doing is amazing. I wish I could share some of those stories with you, but I know we are saving lives. I know we are on the right track. And you know what's exciting is that we're going to have future fruit of this, because we are tackling mental health and drug addiction from an early stage, and I'm hoping that that's going to prevent many of these youth from even entering our criminal justice system in the future. So we are making our community safer, and we couldn't do that without your support and helping us move this movement forward. And if any of you are available on January 22nd, we would love to have you as a guest.
Great. Thank you so much. Any questions from my colleagues for Gina? Wonderful. Any other comments? All right. Do we have a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion to approve the resolution, Mr. Chairman.
All right. All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much, and I think we'll present that fully signed proclamation to you. Thanks for your efforts on this. We really appreciate it, and please pass that on to the county attorney as well. All right, next item is number 6, liquor license application. We have one item here. We have 6A, which is a special event license for Theater West, and B, special event license for Northwest Valley Connect.
Chairman, I'd like to move for approval, being that I've got a streak so far of special use permits for liquor licenses in my district, so I'm glad everyone's having fun. Thank you very much.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second the motion.
All right, let's see. This is my first call. I think I'm going to give that to Mr. Gallardo.
I did second your nomination.
Yeah.
And I made
yeah,
the,
but he
and
made
I
the
made
motion.
The
So I'm torn here. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Otherwise, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Item 6 passes. Now we're moving along now here to animal care and control items. Items 7 is MOU with Hope Emergency Animal Rescue. Items 8 through 10 are New Hope agreements. Item 11 is a kennel permit. And items 12 and 13 are donations. One of these is from the Arizona Animal Rescue Mission. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
All right.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have a motion and second. All in favor of items 7 through 13, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. Moving right along here we've got some items from County Administration number 14, resolution delegating authority to the county manager. Item 15, amending the resolution of the duties of the county manager. 16, resolution delegating authority to the county manager for the county librarian. And item 17 in Parks and Recreation, these are donations for Parks and Recreation. Do I have a motion in favor of items 14 through 17?
Move for approval, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. All right, now we are moving on to Board of Supervisors, items 18 through 21. We've got a resignation and appointment to the Air Pollution Hearing Board, accepting the resignation of Lucas Schlosser and the appointment of Scott Hughes. We also have an appointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Looks like Lucas Schlosser is headed over there, representing District 4. We also have the appointment to Community Development Advisory Committee, Sharman Hickman in District 4.
Might be related.
Might be or might not. It's unclear. And item 21, appointment to the Self-Insured Benefits Trust Fund, Aaron Kyle Bacon to the Self-Insured Benefits Trust Fund. Do I have a motion in favor of items 18 through 21?
Motion to approve items 18 through 21, and a special thanks to Luke for learning about county government in one capacity, then coming over to a very sensitive area for all of us going into P&Z and kind of getting to know that. Also, somebody very special to me, my sister Sharman, is willing to do a little bit of public service for not just her brother, but for the county, and I think she's going to be great in that role. So I appreciate her service.
Excellent. We have a motion. Is there a second? All right, motion and a second. All in favor of items 18 through 21, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. This now takes us to item 22, which is planning and zoning. We've got setting of hearings, Acoma Estates in District 4, Banner Boswell Medical Center in District 4, Dynamite Horseman Supply in District 3, and Sunstream Solar Energy Farm, District 5. Again, this is setting these items for public hearing. Do I have a motion in favor of item 22?
Move for approval, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Now we're moving to the consent agenda. Clerk of the board here, we have items 23 through 30, canvass of elections, civil penalty appeals. We have donations to the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. We have secured and unsecured tax roll corrections. We have the appointment and cancellation of appointment for certain precinct committeemen, quarterly RICO expenditure application for the third quarter of fiscal year 2019, redemption of waivers for individuals and organizational exemptions, and the Treasurer's Collections and Investment Summary for November 2018. Do I have a motion in favor of items 23 through 30?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chucri. Do I have a second? All right, thank you, Mr. Gallardo. All in favor of items 23 through 30, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. And now we will recess as the Board of Supervisors and convene as the Stadium District Board of Directors. And the board will now consider item 21. Is there?
S1, I think.
I'm
you meant.
sorry, S1.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to ask, make a motion to continue this item. We know there's been administrative cleanup necessary through the actions of 2018 with the Stadium District. And until we can get more clarity there, I would just ask that this be continued.
Okay, we have a motion to continue. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. All right, and now we adjourn as a Stadium Board, Stadium District Board of Directors. Now we reconvene as the Board of Supervisors. Madam Clerk, has anyone turned in a request to speak under the public comment?
I have no slips this morning, Mr. Chairman.
Are you sure my dad didn't turn one in?
No, but I spoke to him before the meeting, and he says he's very proud of you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. All right, and now this brings us to the supervisor's opportunity to speak about current events and activities in your district. We'll start with Supervisor Gallardo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I just want to congratulate you on your accepting of the gavel and leading us in 2019. I say this every year. This is going to be the greatest year, and I know it is. It is. I am excited for 2019. I have my vision board at my house, and I have my personal goals that I want to accomplish. So it is going to be an awesome year. So congratulations. I look forward to working with you. I also want to thank our previous, I guess, chair, our past chair, Chucri, for his service over the last year. This is the second time that we've served, at least for myself, served with him as chair, and he's done a remarkable job. Always easy to work with. He's not afraid to tackle the tough issues. Even though I may not agree with him all the time, he's always willing to listen and be able to come to some conclusion. So thank you, Chucri, for your service, and continue to look forward to working with you in 2019.
Supervisor Hickman.
I would like to echo both comments. Congratulations, Bill. I'm really looking forward to your leadership. I know that you came over from the dark side, and you've got to serve under two great chairmen that you were able to see and watch them work. Also, kudos to Steve Chucri and showing great leadership. It's been a heck of a year. You know that it doesn't matter Democrat or Republican. There's been agreements and disagreements, but I want to thank you. I want to thank Paige for serving very well as your chief of staff, because I know setting agendas and keeping people talking is awfully difficult. So I appreciate her too. So again, congratulations to both of you.
Thank you. Joy?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I'd like to thank Supervisor Chucri for this tremendous year. I mean, he's pushed us, kept us energized, kept us on task. And so I just want to thank you for your leadership and, frankly, your friendship. I've really appreciated getting to know you better. And Chairman Gates, we're ready to get to work on your initiatives. It's very exciting to have your energy, your focus on technology, and, frankly, pushing us to get better and better and better. And we promise as staff to deliver that for you. So we're looking forward to a great year.
Thank you. Supervisor Barney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations. As I see Emily and Corinne out there, I want them to know that maybe they hear it from time to time, but your dad beams as he talks about you and your accomplishments with Girls State and other things that I know you're both working on individually, and it's just delightful to have you here. I want you to know that our meetings are typically much longer and more boring than this, the business part of it, so don't think your dad's sitting around. Clearly from his speech that he prepared and presented today, he's got a lot of work ahead of him and those of us on the board and staff, and what I've come to know about Bill Gates is that he's up to the task, and appreciate his willingness to, I don't want to say roll up his sleeves because we kind of joke about that, but to jump in and go to work and start swinging, and I'm excited for what's before us in this next year. I will say this, I'm not a grandparent yet, but I've heard that the best part about being a grandparent is the taillights of your children leaving with your grandkids. So I would say the best part about being a chairman is when you receive this plaque. So whatever distinction or honor it is perceived to be chairman, I would just suggest that it's more than anything a tremendous amount of work. And I look at Paige, who smiles and grimaces at the same time. after a year of abuse, and others that have gone before. It's a tremendous amount of work. So I would just say thank you to Paige and Laura. Good luck, Zach. Enjoy it. It's going to be a great ride. And to Supervisor Chucri, what a visionary you are, and I know you've got such great potential, and you've shown that time and time again as you articulate difficult problems and then go to work in solving those. And we've all benefited from your leadership and your tenacity, and look forward to continued service as we now get behind our new chairman and watch him do his best to bring it all together. So it's been a great year, and certainly look forward with great promise to 2019, and just admire each of you that I serve with, and our great clerk and county manager, and now the room's empty, but really rooms everywhere full of great people that serve and support us, that truly do the work. And we get to sit up here and often take credit for it, but it's all of them, 13,000-fold, that make it happen. So grateful to be part of this team, and thank you for the opportunity to share those remarks, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much for your remarks. Supervisor Chucri.
Bill, I will tell you that was the best chairman speech by far. So congratulations.
Best one since last year's, right?
The question, even over last year. So the question that kept going through my mind is, where were you when I was at Brophy and University of San Diego when I needed someone to be able to memorize stuff that well? I could have really used you on some final exams, and I hope there's a future Torero sitting next to your beloved bride. And what Denny just shared with your children and your wife is absolutely true. And maybe the three of you didn't see it, but we had literally a front row seat at the tears in his eyes when he mentioned the three of you. And there's no faking that. The technology, the ideas you have going forward are already evident with new computer screens that we can't hide our texting behind the computers anymore because they're so small. The controls, the lights, everything. So, Bill, there are words associated with certain individuals like yourself, and that is class act. You are a class act. Our class act.
Wow.
Evidently.
That was fortuitous, wasn't it, Mr. Chairman?
Evidently, District 5 does have the coffee problem, not you. But you are a class act, and the response. The response of Mr. Gallardo, which, by the way, I did a test just a few days ago. I forgot to tell you this. I've got a GMC vehicle, and you can push a button and say, call so-and-so. And I said, call Steve Gallardo. And then I said, call Steve Gallardo. And it still called you both times, so it's not up.
Bilingual.
It's bilingual. We don't know what it is. But that comment, I think, demonstrates a few things, and one in particular, and then I'll shut up. Just last year, someone said, you guys are the dream team when it comes to government. We see so much fighting, so much ugliness, and we don't always get along. We don't. However, we understand the greater good, and that is Maricopa County. And so I love the fact that you did what you did, because that just, I think, exemplifies who we are and what we are. So you are going to be a tremendous chairman. I give you many, many kudos for an absolutely great speech. I give the team of Erica and Fields and Scott and everyone else kudos as well, because it's not easy to pull this together. And Fran is also a class act in that same regard in keeping everything running so efficiently. So we have guests to go see. Congratulations, and we look forward to working with you in 2019.
Thank you so much for those comments. And that's right, we have guests waiting, so I don't want to keep people waiting any longer. Thank you to all of you again. It means so much to me that you put your faith in me to serve in this role. I fortunately had the opportunity to see two great chairs, and thank you, both of you, for your leadership, but most recently yours, Steve. I mean, you really had some tough issues. These elections issues were huge, and I just can't say enough about the way that you managed that, because it's not only fundamental to the county, but it's fundamental to democracy. And the leadership you provided on that, Diamondback, so many other issues, really was. I was taking a lot of notes, Steve, and even if I could memorize those notes, I will not be able to measure up to you. But I look forward to this opportunity. I wanted to echo the comments that you made too. this is, I don't know if everyone's noticed here, but these changes with the computers and getting rid of all those monitors, it looks so much better. I know everybody worked hard on that. Fields and your whole team, I mean, incredible work. I think it's a big improvement here, and thank you to all of you, Jason and everyone, for your help getting ready for this day. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And Paige, thank you to you as well. You were a great partner for Laura and Zach. And Laura and Zach, thank you for all the work that you guys have done already. We've seen what you guys have been talking about for years. This is a lot of work, and a lot of it lands on both of you, and I am so grateful to you for that and everything that you do for the people of District 3 and all of Maricopa County. And to my family, it's so wonderful to have all of you here today. Thank you. I love all of you, and looking forward to seeing you over at the reception. And with that, this meeting is adjourned.
Hello, hi, my hands are full here, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get all situated.